Hello and welcome back. As always, my name is Laser, and today I got a bit of a different video for you guys. I want to talk a little bit about the remakes to Darksiders. We got two remakes, one for the original, which is called now Darksiders Warmastered Edition, and the Definitive Edition, which came out a while back. But most and foremost about the original remake, the Warmastered Edition. Now I would like to say that if you had Darksiders before the Warmastered Edition came out, you will get it for free. Okay, I just got it added to my Steam library for nothing, so that's kind of cool of Nordic Games to give us that anyway. What I want to do is kind of draw a direct parallel between the two, alright? So first and foremost, let's jump into options. This is all you got with Darksiders. It came out in 2010, 2011, something like that. And these were pretty much all the options you would get, and in the advanced options, you could set the resolution, mouse sensitivity, and of course, vertical sync. This is pretty much maximum what you could have gotten out of the old Darksiders game. Okay, I want to jump into a new game, okay, and then we're gonna jump into the remastered edition so you guys can see the difference.
Since the dawn.
Not really gonna wait over cutscenes, okay? If you want to know the story and all whatnot, check out my playthrough. It's definitely worth seeing. But I will ask you to take a look even on this one, okay? On the initial, whatever, intro CGI, you can see some screen tearing, some awful freaking screen tearing, okay? This was a problem with the original Darksiders, well, which was again back in 2010, 2011. So yeah. Anyway, let's jump into gameplay. Here we go. So I'm kind of gonna run the first 5 minutes, again the first 5 minutes of the game, and then we're gonna switch to the Warmastered Edition. I'm doing this because for two reasons. One, I really want to make a real comparison between the two, and second of all, I am a Darksiders fan. Okay, I'm still hopeful for Darksiders 3, ever so hopeful. I will talk a little bit while you look at this footage about the Definitive Edition, which Darksiders 2 got. On that one, the differences, to my eye at least, having both editions, weren't all really that obvious at first. Okay, when seeing a side-by-side comparison, they became a little bit more obvious. But yeah, for the most part, the remake of Darksiders 2 didn't really bring that much of a difference from my point of view. It's still worth, you know, I mean, it's still a decent remake on a part of Nordic Games, and you know, and if you haven't gotten into the Darksiders universe by now, then you should definitely start with the reworks, okay? Both of them being superior technically than the originals, both for the original Darksiders and for Darksiders 2. Alright, let's look at the people, let's look at the brush, let's look at the colors, maybe a little bit of effects. Yeah, war is here, bitches! What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. You'll also see that in the remastered edition we also get a bit of an Fov Slider, which is definitely awesome. I know a lot of people really care about such things, but we'll get more to the remastered edition in a minute. Again, I just want to show you the initial gameplay, a couple of minutes here, and then maybe draw a conclusion. Because initially I started up the Warmastered edition, you know, because like I said, I got it for free, and I thought like, oh wow, this is so much better, man, this is so much better. And after which I said, you know what, let me fire up the original one, this one, you know, and then the differences didn't seem all that apparent to me. And I thought, you know what, why not record it while I'm doing this? Alright, we gotta kill the angels here. Okay, that one's dead. Are you all dead? So we can continue. We're gonna do all the way to the first boss fight. That's what we're gonna do. For the most part, this thing is running smoothly for me. The original, I don't have any frame drops. Then again, my graphics card is much superior to the ones of 2010. You know, so I wouldn't expect any issues, any drops, anything like that. It's in 1080p, and I'm recording at full detail, 1080p 60. Kind of look at the shadows. Look at the shadows of the building where that little laptop thing fell. Look at how jagged those are. You know, they're like pixelated. See the view distance. See what I'm doing? The more I run, the better the shadow gets. But at the edge there, you can clearly see it's pretty bad. Alright, let's go. We get to fight something here if I remember correctly. Oh, yes. Kill a couple more demons. Here we go, here come the angels. Now you do have an upwards attack if I remember correctly. Yeah, here we go.
Your justice is at hand.
My justice? What do you mean, my justice? There we go, here's an execution. It's a typical angel execution and a typical demon execution. I'm gonna try to pretty much mimic what I do now, what I'm gonna do in the remastered version in a sec. Is he dead? Okay, he's dead. Good. There was another angel, but I think... Oh, yeah, let's take a look here. This should be a good comparison. We're gonna do the same with a remastered one. Pick up a car, throw it at somebody. Anybody needs a car to face? Yes, you do. Of course, it hit something else. Why wouldn't it? Alright, I think that should be good enough, right? And now let's check out the Warmastered edition. And presto changeo, now we are in the rework, okay? The remastered, Warmastered edition. As you can see, version 1.0, CS2267. No clue what that means, but this is how it shows. Anyway, I'm not sure if you can notice, but even from the menus, everything is a little bit more crisp. Down to the little animation, you know, when you go from button to button to button. Anyway, let's jump into the options. So we get pretty much all of the options which we got in the original, plus extra. Post-process effects, vignette, I don't know what this is, I honestly never looked this one up, and chroma effects. But more importantly, if you go to advanced options, you got multiple window modes, exclusive full screen borderless, or window mode, whatever you want. You get a whole slew of resolution options, and if I'm not mistaken, this one has support for up to 4K. I might be wrong on that one, should check that one. Texture filtering 16x, okay, very high texture quality, FXAA or FSAA or FXAA, depending on what you want. But more importantly, we got automatic field of view. You can turn this one off and set the field of view however you prefer. And I'm gonna show you in game what does this translate into. Vertical sync, never use this crap, and of course mouse sensitivity. All right, I think that's good enough. Let's start a new game like we did earlier, right? New game, yeah. Okay, normal mode. I'm gonna let the the intro CGI, okay, work a little bit, flow a little bit, because I want you guys to see that there is no actual tearing on this one. See, from the start there is zero tearing on this one. I absolutely freaking love it. Again, it's the same same settings for recording, same settings for everything. I maxed out both the games. Yeah, there's zero tearing in this one. I can barely spot any pixelization here and there. Very small amounts. Alright, let's go to gameplay. And I believe that just by looking on the ground, you know, the actual texturing of the concrete, you can clearly see a more, I don't know if it's a higher level of detail. I don't think higher level of detail would be correct, but everything is more precise, more better contoured, if you want to. Okay, everything is more crisp, more clear. That's what I think I'm trying to say. There we go. Now let's kill this guy. Oh yeah. Gotta love Darksiders, boys. If you haven't gotten into the Darksiders franchise, you don't know what you're missing. Yeah, I think, at least to my eye, the difference are quite apparent. Here comes the big guy. Okay. Ouchie. We're gonna transform in a second. Okay, let's go transformation. Everything appears to be a bit more dark, but in fact, from my point of view at least, the way I see things, it's better shading, better light effects in general. Alright, let's continue onwards to the same point we did earlier. Yeah, everything pops better. The colors just pop a little bit more. They're not as bland, as faded out as in the original version. Though you can argue that, listen, that was by design, it was supposed to be like that. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. What I am sure about that, this looks a whole lot better. Everything again is more crisp, more clear. Everything pops a little bit more, and you can see the details again from the concrete onwards of everything just that better, you know, that clearer. Okay, let's go for this guy. We should get angels soon here to fight.
Judgment approaches.
Yes, indeed. Kill the angels really quick. As for performance, I have no serious performance issues with this one. I mean, I'm running a 970. You can run this with a 960, a 760, a 770. You know, I think you can run it fine with a 560 as well. As for ATI video cards, sorry, I'm not familiar with them anymore. They're only for Nvidia. Okay, look at the texture on the back and on the belt there. Much crisper than the original. Alright, let's continue onwards. And the horn has sounded.
What is happening?
You're losing your power, bro. Because the law has been broken. Oh, look at the paint. The crossway, you know? This actually, you know, you can actually make out some dimension to this paint. Unlike the original, which everything was, well, pretty much, you know, like a wallpaper. If not anything else. Anyway, let's get over here. We should get more demons to fight. Oh yeah, when the building falls. Kind of looks the same there. Everything, after everything clears up. Oh yeah, look at the city. Look at the city. Look at the shiny lights. You know, whatever this would have been, New York or whatever. You know, I never kind of noticed the commercials up until this point. That reflex shoes, woman shoes advertisement. It's like the first time I'm honestly noticing them. Alright, let's fight the angels. Calm down and fight me mano a mano. Well, angel. Okay, I want to get some executions going. Come on, let me execute you. You gotta get a little bubble on top of their head to execute them. There we go. You should be executed. Yeah, everything's more clear. Everything's a whole lot more crisp. Well, boys, I think that's gonna do it for the most part. My 2 cents, definitely an improvement. I didn't see that huge of an improvement when it came to the difference between the original Darksiders 2 and the definitive edition, or the Darksiders 2 remake. Okay, but in this one, it's a bigger difference. Obviously, Darksiders 2 came out in what, 2013, 2014. Okay, and the remake is only a couple of years later. This one came out in 2012, 2010, 2011. So it's kind of obvious that there would be a bigger difference. In any case, I am happy with this, and I'm even more happy that Nordic Games actually elected. Okay, they elected to give this the rework for free to customers who already had the original Darksiders. You know, they also gave the Darksiders 2 remake, the definitive edition. They also gave it for free for people who had everything from the Darksiders pack. Okay, the Darksiders complete pack. I would have gotten that one for free as well. Instead, I had to buy it because I didn't have the soundtrack. Never bought the soundtrack, so there's that. Oh yeah, I wanted to kind of make a quick comparison of this, of the lava with the spikes and everything. And to me, again, this looks just a whole lot better. Right, boys, now, about that FOV slider, okay? So this is how normally the game would look. Now it's set up on, what is it set up? Automatic field of view, okay? I believe that's what they call it, okay? So automatic field of view. Let me see. Okay, take a good look at this picture right now. I'm gonna show you exactly what FOV does. Now, I know some of you probably already know, but there are a lot of people that don't know what FOV is all about. It's field of view, right? You just uncheck this, okay, so it doesn't go to automatic, and now you can set how wide is your field of view. One quick note on this specific option, that hey, Nordic Games, couldn't you just set the number here so we see how big it is, okay? So we're gonna set it at the minimum amount first, okay, but back. Look how this changed. Okay, so this is minimum field of view. More FPS-y like, almost, of course. Let's zoom in on war a little bit. Now let's go to 50% field of view. Obviously manual. This is about 50. I think it's about 50. It's gonna be good enough. 50% field of view. Kind of looks like the normal one, right? And now let's go to maximum field of view. I'm one of those crazy people that likes to play with maximum field of view. Yeah, I know. Check it out. And you can play like this. You can see a whole lot more of absolutely everything like this. It is true that not being so close up to War, okay, the main character, the main protagonist, you don't see as many details. That would be correct. okay? And in tight corners such as this one, okay, when you're in buildings, rooms, grottos, whatever, an enhanced field of view might not help as much. Then again, there are a lot of secrets in the Darksiders universe, okay? There's a lot of secrets in this game which you need to, you know, kind of go and find and all whatnot. So it might help you with that. But when you're in open spaces like this, seeing everything from this field of view, everything bigger, meaner, and all whatnot, is kind of cool. Again, it's a personal preference kind of thing, you know, the FOV settings. In terms of how it runs, I'm sorry, I never had any problems with the original, and I don't have any problems with this, so I can't honestly say that this one is running better or not. I just can say that it looks better and is smooth as butter. Anyway, that's gonna do it for now. As always, my name has been Leyzar, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.